Hello, this is the TradeSight Forex Market Preview and International Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, November 17th, 2013, and ending Friday, the 22nd of November. Take a look first here at the dollar index daily chart, and we're pretty much in no man's land on this thing. Pretty narrow range for the whole year. 5 points for the dollar index, as I pointed out recently, is pretty small. Kind of in the middle of that range. It's between 84 and 79. We're at 81, 81 and a half. We did have a 9-bar move up here, so we've got a new static trend line down below with this red line, green static trend line above. We're dead in between those. We stalled out since the 9-bar setup, gone straight sideways for the last week. So nothing spectacular to look at there. Let's take a look at the charts on the euro, the pound, and the Aussie just to get an idea of what their daily charts look like. Again, nothing specific pattern-wise here on the euro. Pretty unexciting in general. Here's a look at the pound. This one's had the 13 sell signal back here, and it's been down to sideways since then, but not doing a lot of anything, just like the rest of the market. And here's a look at the Aussie dollar. This one had a 13 sell signal and did a perfect retracement down to the last static trend line, which is the red line right here off of that move. So pretty interesting action on the Aussie, but overall, I would say we're in about as neutral location as we can be on just about all of these pairs. Now, let's look at the last week's action. This is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. And Monday was a bank holiday, but this is the last week's action on the euro dollar. And you can see we ended with a 9-bar setup on the 30-minute chart. You can see the 9-bar setups all topped out the market during the week. But overall, the range for the week was about 150 pips, which is really poor. Usually trade about 130 pips per day on the euro dollar average over time. And so 150 for the week is unexciting. We're still seeing narrow ranges in Forex. We remain half size because of it. Pound dollar trade a little more range, about 260 pips. A little more action there this week, although a lot of really flat areas. Look at this. So again, a little better action, but not anything spectacular, and you really had to catch the very specific moves that occurred. And here's a look also at the dollar index during the week. Pretty narrow, less than a point range on that in total. And the Aussie dollar intra-week moved all right, but this is 100 pips of range. A couple weeks back, well, a couple months back, the Aussie was trading. We were seeing like 270 to 350 pips of range per week. So here to have 100 is a pretty poor showing overall. So we remain half size because of all this in our Forex trading. Let's take a look at the economic data coming out this week. Sunday night, the right move HPI out of the UK. To start the week off, we have the current account and trade balance out of Europe. 5 a.m. That trade balance number can be important. Foreign security purchases out of Canada. Tick long-term purchases out of the U.S. tomorrow morning, Monday morning to start the week. NAHB housing market index out of the U.S. Got a Fed member speaking. Tomorrow night, Australia monetary policy meeting minutes, CB leading index, China's foreign direct investment this week, German zoo economic sentiment, and broad European zoo economic sentiment. 10-year bond auction out of the UK. Got a bunch of U.S. data that's minor there. Employment cost index, got some speeches by various members of the Fed and the Treasury Secretary Liu. New Zealand's PPI Tuesday night. Australia's MI leading index Tuesday night. Trade balance out of Japan. Bernanke speaking after that. CB leading index out of China. All industries activity out of Japan. German PPI out of Europe. We got a rate announcement out of the UK. Wholesale sales out of Canada. U.S. has a bunch on Wednesday. Look at this. Core CPI, which is one of our big three each month, so we'll be half size ahead of that. Retail sales, existing home sales, business inventories, crude oil inventories, a couple more Fed speeches. Minutes of the last Fed meeting coming out at 2 p.m. Eastern time from the U.S. on Wednesday. Credit card spending out of New Zealand, that won't move the market. Monetary policy statement out of Japan and the Bank of Japan press conference. So we've got a rate announcement out of Japan there going into Thursday. Trade balance out of Switzerland, Europe's German, French, and broad European manufacturing and services PMI data, all of it coming out. Public sector net borrowing out of the UK, PPI out of the US, unemployment claims, that's the weekly number out of the U.S. Flash manufacturing PMI out of the U.S. Consumer confidence out of Europe at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, same time on Thursday. Natty Gas after that. Visitor arrivals out of New Zealand that night. Going into Friday, Bank of Japan monthly report. German final GDP for the third quarter. German IFO business climate. Italian retail sales out of Europe. Canada got their CPI and retail sales data. More speeches. Jolt job openings out of the U.S. Friday to close up the week. This was options expiration this last week, so we're beyond that. We don't have a Fed, so the main thing is the CPI. There's some key data coming out this week as well, but the CPI is a night we'd be half size ahead of it anyways. It's considered one of our big three. Otherwise, we'll stay half size anyways because of the ranges that we've been seeing. Until I get some better ranges, I'm not going to put the bigger money to work in Forex. We got other asset classes to trade. As usual, charts brought to you by eSignal 11. We hope you have a great trading week. We'll be in the lab.